Can I have some of that Jack Daniels, please?
Yeah. All right, are we
Yeah,
on?
you're good.
All right. All right, so we're talking Leadville training. We're talking not being a bitch about stuff. We're drinking whiskey. We got to put the whiskey back over here. Jack Daniels is paying us big money to put their cheapest bottle that they have. Yeah, don't be a bitch. Yeah. So training first. How's it going? How far out are we? Race is August 17th.
Exactly. I think it's 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Yes.
So how's it going? Where you at?
Training is good. Just had the training camp last weekend. And I mean, paces went better than I expected.
The pace is to get the 25?
Yeah, so theoretically speaking, if I want to get sub 25, I have to average at least 15 minute per mile pace.
Yeah.
And we did 3 pretty big days, and day 1 it was my pace was like mid 12s. And day 2 and 3 were longer days with some pretty serious elevation gain, and the terrain was more aggressive in the middle of the day. And I was barely under 15 minutes, but was there.
Yeah. Did you feel like the big change from going from Florida to up there? Like altitude-wise?
I think the altitude affected me less than the heat affects it.
Yeah, you were saying that the other day. Yeah. Like your biggest limiter is that you overheat, so now that that's not a thing.
Yeah. And I was up there, I got up there like 9 days before.
Yeah.
So I think I was relatively acclimated. I have that altitude generator, I was using that before I even went up, so I pretty much, anything I could control, I controlled, so I didn't get kicked in the dick. By the altitude. I mean, it still sucked. I remember the first day I actually got to Leadville. I was just walking up the hill, and I called Dom, and I was like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So I was just walking. I tried to do my run, and I just like, I'm gonna kick off the guy that ran a hostel. Yeah, just go up 5th Street, and there's a great little path there. It's literally straight uphill for 5 miles.
Yeah.
At an aggressive incline.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, so I'm just trying to run, and it buried me pretty quick. So I definitely won't be running the uphills. I'll be walking the entire time.
Okay. So from that perspective, what do you feel like is the biggest physical battle that you're going through right now? Is it now that you've been up there, and I mean you've been there before, but now you've been up there and like kind of gotten the vibe down? Is it the altitude? Is it the altitude, like the breathing? Is it the terrain? Is it what do you feel like the biggest battle is physically?
Uphill.
Uphill is the biggest battle, because I think you said the downhill you were like smoking people.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I was the slowest uphill walker.
Yeah.
I'm not good. And so these people would pass me. I could not keep up to save my life. It's like I have one speed going uphill.
Yeah.
But then when it's flat or if it's downhill, the entire time, end of day 3, it was 4 miles straight downhill, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
I was running. My legs were fine, my knees were fine. Everything was fine.
What do you think?
I think CrossFit. I'm extremely quad dominant, so my knees and my quads can handle the impact running downhill.
Yeah.
I'm a heavier athlete, so it's gravity.
What are you weighing? 215? Oh, got it. Lost 5 pounds in the last couple of days. So uphill's the toughest physical battle. Yeah. No pun intended.
And I guess I haven't been training it at all.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing any stairs.
Yeah.
Or there's no hills in Florida.
Yeah.
As much as I'll do bridges. I got this one little course where I run from my house to Trump's house. Yeah. And it's over Southern, and then I'll run back over Southern, and then I'll go to Okeechobee, up and over Okeechobee, and then up over to the Flagler Bridge, and I'll turn around and come back. So that's 8 bridges. Yeah. But it's nothing.
Yeah. Like that. Like relatively speaking.
Yeah. We got 3,500 feet of elevation.
So do you have any game plan as far as how you're going to get some exposure to?
Yeah. So 3 times a week, I'm going to do like 30 minutes on the Stairmaster directly into 30 minutes on incline treadmill.
You said you were going to go to the Curves down the street for the Stairmaster. Remember when you do the Stairmaster, you have to do the kick afterwards?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna wear some tight pants.
Yeah.
The Thigh Master right
So Stairmaster, anything else, or?
the uphill treadmill.
The uphill treadmill, nice. Yeah.
So 30 minutes on both.
Yeah.
Might wear a vest, might not.
Yeah.
Probably will, because I will have the vest.
Like your pack or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the one time where I'm going to do some aggressive climbing on the race, I'll have a full pack because I'm gone for like 40 miles.
Yeah. So what, as far as going up there, like obviously you got some exposure to the course, which is cool.
Yeah.
You got some exposure to the altitude, which now you have an idea about what to expect. You were telling me that they went over some stuff also.
They went over. Honestly, it was one of the coolest, if not the coolest, athletic events, camps that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Very well put together.
Yeah.
Every night they would have a dinner. Every day before.
How many people were there?
Around 100, I would say.
All the racers?
Yeah. I think so. I think it'd be weird if it weren't.
Yeah.
Maybe they just went for the camp.
Yeah.
Race next year or something.
Yeah.
But every morning during breakfast or before we would leave, they would kind of give us a run through of what we should expect for the day, what we should do, how to game it properly, what we should bring, what we should not bring. And then at night, they would have a panel of a bunch of previous Leadville finishers, or all over the spectrum. You had this chick that got second place a few years ago at the whole race, and then you have people that are
Is that common for
second place in the women's division.
in the women's? Okay.
But honestly, yes.
Okay.
The times are closer.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not like with weightlifting where there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Especially distance running.
Okay.
The times can be a lot.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she got second in the women's division, so she's one of the best. And then you also have people that are barely finishing the race.
Yeah.
28, 29 hours. So kind of all across the board.
Yeah.
And giving you different tips and tricks, and people that have done it 10 years so that they know the course.
Yeah.
And they know it very well. They given tips on how to crew and what you should do for your crew, and how the tips to give to your crew on how they should handle the day and more to take care of themselves and not just.
So give us an example of what the crew conversation was. So what did you learn? Like what can the people that are watching this that are going to go, they're going out there with you?
Yeah.
Because how many people is that? How many people are going?
Just
Do you know off the top of your head?
it's around 10.
Okay, so walk them through what they can possibly expect. There's just a door opening, so everybody's distracted. You're good. You're good. That's fine. That's alright, because I did it. The camera moved
great.
anyway. It was great.
This is just real.
So for the crew, I don't know, the one thing that's popping in my head is the chick. Actually, she was super cool. Total side note on this, she actually got married on Mount Elbert, which is the same mountain that I.
Oh, that's cool.
On.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
Cute.
kind of cool. That was it. But she was saying that the crew should match your moves. I don't know. She really hit on that one. So if I'm coming in after 40 miles or 60 miles or whatever, and I'm like focused in the zone, or I'm beat up and I'm feeling like shit, don't be like, oh, you're doing so good, Tyler.
I mean, I don't say that.
I know you don't.
That's exactly how Alex talks. Yeah.
He's the best cheerleader.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's matching. So if you're like focused in the
interesting.
zone, just be like, all right, you got 10 miles. It's this terrain.
Factually
this-
based.
Yeah. Which is
yeah.
probably how I'll be the whole time.
Probably.
That's
yeah.
just how I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, to match them.
And I think that's how the majority of people that are going with you are most of the time also.
Yeah.
But I think there's a whole lot of people going that are like, woohoo!
Might be a few.
Okay.
Might be a few.
Okay.
So watch yourself.
Yeah.
What else? And they said like the crew to take care of yourself, to don't kill yourself because you're gonna be out there for. Is that Angel?
Yeah.
Hi, Angel. Larry's talking about you.
Oh God.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we're gonna be out there for 30 hours potentially. Make sure you eat. Make sure you have a place where you can take a nap if you need to.
Yeah.
Drink water, and like take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But then logistically, just reading it before I got out there, it seemed like a nightmare. There's so many different, because you're talking about shuttles and you have to go to this place and there's a parking pass for this. And then you got to
There's some places that you can go, some places that you can't go.
They said that you could get disqualified if your crew goes to this place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But no, it's not that strict, and they laid it out, and it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
But it could be if you didn't know.
Yeah.
But they took us to all the different places where the aid stations are going to be. They showed us how it's all going to work.
Yeah.
So I kind of got all the logistics figured out.
Nice.
It's a lot less intimidating now.
Yeah.
I honestly, not going to camp would have sucked.
Probably not been an option. Like setting yourself up for success is a thing, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel so much more prepared.
I'm sure.
And less stressed.
And probably like mostly from a mental preparedness perspective, like having a good idea about what you're going into.
Yeah.
Even more than the physical perspective. I'm sure it was nice, like getting on the trail and getting an idea about what the trail looks like.
Yeah.
But having some of these questions answered, it sounds like was very beneficial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was stressful. I was sitting there trying to plan. Like, we were here that one day and I had everything on the board.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what's what. I don't
Yeah.
know. But they laid it out very simply.
Yeah.
Bye, Angel.
See ya.
You go, it's not a bike.
I feel like it's probably not most people's first 100-mile race.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
There was more than I expected where this was their first. They actually asked that specific question and had people raise their hands.
Oh, really?
How many people were there? That was their first.
More than 10, maybe.
10.
Yeah, no. So I'm not the only.
So you're not the only crazy one?
Yeah.
It's not just me.
Yeah. So talking about like tough battles and talking about tough battles. The 4th of July is coming up. That was tough battles.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
I think my hat says something up somewhere.
Yeah.
Take it right.
Defiant.
1779.
Nice. Like it. Yeah. So tough battles, tough physical battles, tough mental battles. What do you feel like is the toughest mental like battle or enemy that you're kind of going through right now, or that you've had to go through, like going through training or prepping for training, or like where does your mind go when I say what's been a tough mental battle leading up to Leadville?
Learning how to run is
Yeah.
so.
You know who's really good at that? It's Chessie.
Wait, what did you just say?
No, just leave it.
So, I hate running.
Yeah.
I've always hated running. That's why I did CrossFit.
Yeah.
Running. I just hated it.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah.
And that's because I had a misunderstanding of how to actually do it.
Yeah.
Because I would just go, and it's like, if I'm running, that means I need to run. And
Yeah.
I just run fast.
You need to kill yourself. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my heart rate would spike to 180 probably within the first 400 meters.
Yeah.
And then I'm just suffering. And then I feel like I'm quitting and I'm a failure if I walk.
Yeah.
So it's just I got to suffer through it. And then it's just this miserable experience. And I watched a bunch of stuff and talking about like zone 2 running and aerobic, building your aerobic base. And they talk about you should keep is this Maffetone formula.
Yeah.
It's 180 minus your age, and that is your maximum aerobic heart rate. So on your easy runs, which is 80% of your running, your heart rate should be below that. And so mine was, when I started, it was 148, but I would try to keep it between 35 and 45. And so I watched that Nick Bear guy again. I didn't bring him up again.
Yeah.
But he was talking about he ran his first marathon and it was 4 hours something, and then you're on the second one, it was 4:20. But he was always just running. And he was running his easy runs hard.
Yeah.
And then he switched it up and did this Maffetone thing and started having his easy runs actually be easy. And he just ran a 2-hour, 38-minute marathon.
Yeah.
Fast as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like his pace started to get better because he actually built his aerobic base because he was patient enough to sit there and just sit in it. And that's the shitty part about it, is you just have to sit.
Yeah.
You can't run fast to get through it.
Yeah.
You have to just run at 135 to 145 beats per minute for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And like you have to have the patience to be able to do that. And it sucks.
And I think it's cool too. And we've done like, I don't think we've ever done like a talk or a podcast about it, but we've done like a blog post in the past about, because obviously here at the gym, like we're very competitive and like we try to push this like competitive culture, not just to like high level competitors, but to everybody, because, and the blog post was about why everyone should compete and how competing in CrossFit or competing in whatever sport that you might be competing in after like your traditional athletic career is over, and training for it and learning the discipline and learning the different like intrinsic values of like dialing in and being consistent and overcoming battles and trying to be successful whether you are or not, that is a different conversation, how that can bleed into other aspects of your life. And if you can hone these skills in, a lot of these skills that are trained through training, like exercise training, I mean, it could like help out with like your life.
Yeah.
And like when you're talking about this like patience thing, it's like I think about like you understanding having to slow down and kind of like go through it, and like you can't expedite the process, and even though you want this endorphin rush of like being able to hit the floor, or you want this like to go into the pain cave, understanding that because you have a goal, pulling the reins back, and there is a way to do it, you're not going to be able to outscience the science.
Yeah.
I think that can bleed into other areas of life also. This like,
for sure,
like you gotta put the time in, and I think that's a big thing, because I think a lot of people, especially in today's day and age with like social media and Instagram, people are always like, oh, you know, what's the quick fix? How can I do this? How can I get to this level as quick as possible? And everything's like very time constraint oriented, and like nobody's patient enough to just put the work in.
So same thing with school.
Yeah.
If you cram right before a test, and you just try to force as much time and stay up all night and do it, you're probably not going to be very good on the test.
Yeah.
Maybe some people can do that.
Yeah.
Sure, there's always outliers, but you have to put the time.
There's never outliers.
Never, not a single outlier. Never. It's black and white.
Yeah.
But no, so like with the running, you have to, like Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays are slow.
Yeah.
Every week those are the slow runs, and it's a long time. You just got to sit there.
Yeah, I mean monotonous.
It sucks. Like I feel like I'm running slow. Sometimes I have to walk.
Yeah.
And that sucks. That's an ego killer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at me, I'm walking.
Yeah. But for the greater good, like you're able to put your ego aside.
Yeah.
And because you see the big picture, and that's super valuable. Like not just in training for Leadville, but also like it's cool when training for athletic events and athletic endeavors can carry over into other aspects of your life, and I think that's a cool skill.
Yeah.
Not to suggest that you didn't have that skill prior to your training, but it's a cool skill to be able to like refine that through your training.
I mean, honestly, the only reason I was able to get through school was the stuff I learned in training.
Yeah.
Like, I learned that if you put hard work in, you get results.
Yeah.
So I just continued to show up, and I studied, and I somehow got A's on tests.
Yeah.
And somehow came out on the other end with a degree.
Yeah.
And I 100% that came from athletic training.
Yeah.
For sure. That's how I learned how to do that.
And I think it's cool too that like there is this like interesting balance of being patient and going through the motions. Like that's not to suggest that you should be passive, right? Because I think a lot of people would hear that, and I think that a lot of people would fuck up, and they would like they would think they would take that word patience, and they would think that it would be like they would turn it into more of like that they find excuses as to why they shouldn't take that next step sometimes.
Yeah, like a progress.
Yeah.
Progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
So yeah. But no, sometimes you gotta fucking like nut up and be a savage.
Right.
Yeah.
Understanding when to do that, I think, is big, and I think that it's you know like throughout life and throughout time, whether it's training or life, you are gonna fuck up. Like we all fuck up. Like you went too hard too soon, or like you said, like you know, or Nick Bear said, I'm sure that you can resonate with it also, that like even when they said zone 2 training, fuck that, I'm not gonna go zone 2 training. I'm savage. I'm good. I want to hurt. I'm too fit for zone 2 training. I know what I'm doing, and that would be like where the word savage would be like hard-headed, and that's probably the fine line, right? Because I think hard-headed. I like the word hard-headed. When people call me hard-headed, I love that.
Yeah.
But I think what?
It's a tricky balance because it's like, when do because you like getting hurt, 'cause
Yeah.
you're overtrained.
Yeah.
When do you push it? When
Yeah.
you're actually progressing?
Yeah.
And when are you gonna hurt yourself?
Right,
What's
right.
this balance?
Right. Yeah, and I think that, patience to somebody who isn't practicing it appropriately or doesn't understand it yet can turn into procrastination.
Yeah.
And I think that understanding what real patience is, whether it's in training or in life, is where patience can turn into, success that the person probably didn't even know was possible.
Yeah. Well, like the whole trust the process thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of an invitation to just chill. Like, oh, it's fine.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It can be, to somebody who's not doing it with the right intentions, it can become procrastination. Patience can become procrastination.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I know sometimes, and I think you're very similar. I'm extremely ambitious.
Yeah.
And I get big ideas. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Go.
Of
and I wanna
course.
force as much stuff into my calendar as I can.
Yeah.
And then I burn out.
Yeah.
So for me, the patience aspect has been the hardest.
Yeah.
To chill out, to slow down, to not do 2 days and 3 days every day.
Yeah.
And get burned out.
Yeah.
Injured or something.
And that's not to suggest that, like we already talked about, there's not a time to say fuck it. Like, there's a time to say fuck it, which for you is going to be at the race, obviously. Pushing past, I'm sure there's going to be some uncomfortable situations. I'm sure, similar to, we talked about that 50 miler that you guys did.
Yeah.
Your foot got fucked up and chaos kind of ensued, and you kind of had to say fuck it and be that savage and continue be that hard-headed savage to continue to go. You know what I mean?
It kind of happened at the camp. Like day 2, I don't know, it was more than 10 miles in. So the night before we were running, did 13 miles, started at 9 p.m., ran till about midnight. It was under 40, so it was high 30s and raining. And then I probably didn't get to bed till almost 1.
Yeah.
I had to wake up at 5 to
Yeah.
go back and run. So not in the best spot, to start this run off. And then it was directly uphill, downhill, and then it was just a long highway road run, probably 5 miles of just running on the road and kind of by myself. And my foot started feeling weird, and it was probably 5 miles of, I don't fucking think I can finish today.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna finish today. My foot hurts. This is going to hurt so bad tomorrow. But I just kept going.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm here. This is the time to dig. It's training camp. We're spend this money, time, we flew here. We're training for this, and it kind of went away.
Yeah.
I just was able to. It got dark.
Yeah.
It was very, very dark.
Yeah.
But it kind of went away, and then I was fine, and then it didn't really hurt the next day either. But if during training, it might have been a time where I'm like, all right, I'm going to pull out so I don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But this was a time where I'm like, right, we'll just see what happens.
Right.
And luckily it worked out.
I just had a kind of cool thought. Can you see the board?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
I mean, sure, I don't know if it's big enough.
We need a bigger board.
So I was thinking, just from an image perspective. So we just talked about 2 main words, right? We talked about how you're saying that patience has a big thing for you,
Yeah.
but then we also talked about being a savage and having that that switch when it's kill time. It's kill time. You know what I mean? And to make it a verb, we could call it would savagery be a verb?
I think it's for
Yeah. So to make it a verb, to refer to the action of being a savage, and then we talked about what's on the other sides of those when those things can not be good or somebody misunderstands what the action of these means. It would be procrastination and hard-headed. And then now you have this continuum, to make it a continuum, you can line through it, and then it's
that's where you want to be.
and you fucked it up, right? I'm fucked up in a good way.
Yeah.
If you do, if this was applied to Tyler's Leadville training, somebody training for a CrossFit competition, somebody trying to excel their business, somebody trying to go to school, whatever. If you just okay, is my patience bleeding into procrastination? Fuck, let me take it back center.
Yeah.
Is me being a savage getting into me just being hard-headed and just a fucking thick fuck. Okay, let me get it back to centered and blend the two. And this is probably where like the majority of true successful people sit on probably everything.
Yes.
But that's a cool. That image I think is a pretty cool image to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Olympics.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Olympics race. Wait a minute, I've seen this before.
Are we gonna try to go to the Olympics next?
Yes, in what?
Bobsled.
Underwater basketball.
Yes, yeah. Down.
Yeah, that's fucking
Down. But yeah, I mean, I think those two words are cool words, like just from a
like yin and yang.
yeah, from like an opposite end perspective, like.
Yeah, sick.
Like, you know, not to bring up Jordan Peterson, but like order and chaos. Like it's very similar. You know what I mean?
Should we have 12 words?
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. So we talked a little bit before we got on. We didn't. I don't think we worked out all the details. So talking about some dates. The race is August 17th.
Yeah.
When are you leaving to get acclimated?
August 5th.
August 5th. So you'll be out there for 12 days.
Yeah, so the Monday before the race.
Nice.
2 Mondays before.
Okay. And who's going up? Are people going up early with you too?
Yeah, not that early, but the week before.
I'm going the 8th.
Yeah. So Seth will be there, and then I'm actually having my bachelor party the week before the race.
Yeah.
And it's just like we're all going hiking.
That's sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to get some acclimation.
Yeah.
That's Dom, Matt, Karen, friend Jess, Harold, the guy that smokes. So we put a picture of him up last time.
Yes, we did. I put it up. Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
That's what your house's best friend.
And then Mango's gonna be there the Sunday before.
Nice.
Mango's going the day before.
I
Yeah. Mango's going the day before I am.
okay. So we have a decent amount of people coming up.
Nice.
And then what else?
So going backwards, and I'm looking at the table not because I'm zoning out, but I have stuff written here, so I'm not zoning out. July 27th, gonna do a super named it very very specific name, run through-ish.
Run through.
Yeah.
The shirts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I love shirts.
Get that tattoo.
Yeah. So July 27th. So what's the goal? What's the goal from like the performance perspective of the run through, and then we could talk about what we're trying to do like community wise after.
Okay, so the goal, it's gonna be long. So for the next, so not next weekend, but well, I guess so the 4 weeks before the race, or before I leave.
Yeah.
It's long run Saturday, long run Sunday.
Okay.
It's like 4 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours.
Okay.
So the 27th, we're gonna combine the Saturday and Sunday into one long run. So
Yeah.
it'll be 8.5 hours. And the goal.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. So we're gonna start later in the afternoon, run into the night. But the goal is to simulate the camp, or not camp, but the aid stations as much as possible.
Yeah.
So we get everybody out there, the people that are gonna be crewing and pacers. We're gonna run around the park, I'll come up with a course, I don't have it yet. But the goal is to just do some aid station run-throughs where we come in and we change our shoes if we need to, we change out the water bottles, we just try to hit all of the things that we might see in Leadville during the actual event.
Yeah.
So we're kind of exposed and everyone knows, kind of get a flow.
Yeah.
So we know what to expect.
And it's nice to it's not just a run through ish, which I'm gonna keep calling it that. It's not just a run through ish for you guys. It's a run through ish for the people that are gonna be going up there with you.
Mainly the crew.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, which is cool. It's cool that like you know they can get an idea about what's expected of them.
Yeah.
Because there is expectations of the crew, which makes it cool for people that are going. It's not just like a cheerleader thing. Even though I know that you do love like go Tyler, like good old fashioned cheerleading. There's actually more that they have to do than not just like cheer you on. They have to be there for you in certain ways, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it's cool that they can get some exposure to that too.
Yeah.
Um,
Side note.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that I'm gonna get some sort of GPS tracker, and they actually have live tracking at the during the race.
Oh, that's cool.
So and we have some sort of GPS tracking so they can track when we're actually coming in.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
They get their shit ready.
Cool.
And then it's, what do you need? You need shoes, socks, food, ramen,
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah. Coke is great.
Coke. Every time I came to an aid station, I slammed like 3. There's cups.
I thought you were making a drug joke.
To be honest with you, I thought so too.
It's like cocaine.
Cokaine's great,
I
yeah.
completely missed that one.
Right over his head.
I thought you were making a Coke joke. Like,
Move that way.
This way?
No, that way. Towards him. Right on the corner where he's
Okay. I mean, cocaine is great.
he hasn't been there the entire time. Has he been out of the camera the entire
No,
No, he's been a-
it just
He
looks
would've
better
said
this.
something.
It just looks better this.
We have to redo
So,
the
yeah, start
whole
all
thing.
over.
Take it from the top. All right, erase
We're
it.
talking about
Yeah. So, July 27th, run through-ish.
Yeah.
What we also want to do is make it an event, make it a thing. I think it's cool that, so little backtrack, I think it's cool that, people in the gym have, like, taken a little bit of an interest in what you're doing and the training aspect of it and how cool the feat will be when you're done. I think the run club and the run group that we've had on Wednesdays has been great.
It's taken, I can't believe how many people are actually showing up.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick.
awesome.
Yeah. So it's been very cool that everybody's been so involved, and that's not to say that if you're not showing up on Wednesdays, you're not involved, because I know that people are still like keeping up with your Instagram posts, keeping up with watch the last video that we did, asking you how things went. So that's cool. So to kind of continue with that, on that July 27th, so I think we decided it was going to be 3:30 p.m. to midnight, because it's an 8.5 hour run. It's going to start at the park, at John Prince Park, is what we're leaning towards, right? Did we?
So, yeah, somewhere around.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
most
so
likely.
so it's probably going to start at John Prince Park, and then there's going to be some running that happens, and then it's going to end at the gym. So to make it a community event, we're going to have our first ever annual run-through-ish spike ball tournament.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like that's official. It has a name, so it's official.
Run through-ish.
Yeah.
Like,
Run through-ish.
Yeah.
Spike
So
ball
so
tournament.
if we would have just said we're gonna have a spike ball tournament, then it's not official.
Yeah.
But because it's the first annual run-through-ish spike ball tournament, it's like,
It's a long time.
I mean, talk about Olympics.
Does this mean that I have to do Leadville every year?
Yeah, I mean, potentially. Yeah. Potentially.
For at least
Sure.
10 years. For
Yeah,
at least 10
yeah.
And I get the big
Then
one.
you
right?
pick-
Right,
yeah.
Super big one.
Yeah.
I think they have a 20-year one as well.
They do.
Actually.
What?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, 20,000 miles.
20,000.
So
It's like the size of an iPad. It's literally
It's 2,000.
So we'll put out
Yes.
more information on the spike ball tournament in the near future,
Yeah.
probably the next couple days,
But then-
because we literally just, and this is part of the coolness of it, is like it's
Yeah, sure.
7:26 right now. I think that like maybe 45 minutes ago we decided to do the spike ball tournament, and it's already the first annual. It's already got an official name. We'll make a logo. I mean, come on,
It's going to be sick.
it's gonna be sick. The logo, I think maybe should have 4 circles with a little black line in the middle.
Those are all spike balls.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna actually take that and make that the spike ball tournament. So, talking about spike ball tournament, it's gonna start. We'll say it's gonna start at 4 p.m. We're gonna set. So it's gonna be 2-on-2. Spike ball is always 2-on-2, right?
I think so.
Sometimes it can be
Okay.
singles.
Well, it's gonna. Huh?
It can
Well,
be
we're gonna do
singles or
2-on-2. It's
doubles.
gonna be 2-on-2 tournament. It's gonna be $20 per team to get in, and then all the money that we get is gonna go towards like all the expenses that are gonna be accrued over at Leadville.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, 45 minutes ago, it's like.
That's new. We're just running. We're running over it.
I was like, he looks really confused.
Yeah. I decided that.
As of 10 minutes ago.
Literally only $20. So that makes it that makes it so that, again, talking about, being able to support this cool thing, this like once in a lifetime. Well, that actually would figure not once in a lifetime, but theoretically once in a lifetime thing that
Probably once in a
that
lifetime.
you're going through. That you're going through. It makes it so that people can, even if they again don't want to run on Wednesday night, they can't necessarily go there. How else can we help? This would be another cool way to be able to support and like show support for their friend and for the community, really, because this is going to be like our community's name is on it also. So the spike ball tournament is going to run from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at John Prince Park. $20 buy-in. We'll just see how many teams we get. We'll make a registration page. We'll see how many teams we get, and then we'll put like a schedule up. But on top of that, we're gonna barbecue out there. We'll grill out there. We'll have other little games out there, so it'll be a big family thing. Bring your family, bring your friends, the whole 9 yards. Don't bring anybody that's too good at spike ball.
Surprise.
Sorry, Kim and Ray can't.
There
come.
will be. Should we figure it out right now?
There's gonna be a surprise.
Yeah, there'll be a prize. There'll be a prize for the winning spike ball team.
Oh,
and it's
man.
gonna be me, so I'm not really concerned about it.
Who's your teammate?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna
Have you
let
ever
everybody
played before?
fight. What?
Have you played? Before?
Yeah. So yeah, the answer is yes.
I'm pretty decent.
Pretty good.
I'm pretty decent.
I'm pretty good too. You want to? Maybe we should team up.
I mean,
all right. So Seth and I are now on a
Oh
team.
wow.
So that's how fast things roll around here. So Seth and I are on gonna
Team
statement.
Savagery.
Team what?
Team Savagery.
Seth and I are going to win the spike ball tournament.
No, you're not. Me and
Come,
JC got you.
come
guys.
try to beat
Are
us.
you guys team patience?
yes, sure.
Patience.
Oh, Caitlin's. So we're also fundraising
Yeah.
for Caitlin's charity. We've been posting about it. There's a little link typically.
I'll put it in the link of
Yeah.
this video as well.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, the
charity
link
for?
tree.
It's for cancer. She
Oh, it is.
provides blankets to cancer patients going through chemo. It's great, and she'll definitely be at the event. And then I think we're also going to do some other type of fundraising for that while we're there as well. Yeah, I'm
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, back to the event. We're going 3:30 to 8 p.m. at Jumperman's Park.
Yeah.
The spike ball tournament will run in that time. Then at 8 p.m. we're going to pack up because logistically the crew that's going also needs to practice being able to pack things up and move to a different location and reset up. So we're not just partying for the sake of partying. We're partying with a purpose, and we're partying
Love
for a
Partying with
reason.
purpose.
Yeah. So then from 8 p.m. to midnight, we're going to be here. We'll set everything back up. We'll continue, they'll continue running. And then here, we're going to have a movie and do s'mores here for the kids. So, huh?
Do some what?
S'mores. Yeah.
S'mores?
So it's going to be,
S'mores.
what?
Some more.
S'more Sandlot.
I haven't had it yet. How can I have
Yeah, sorry, I didn't walk into it good enough. I didn't play. So we're gonna put on Sandlot here, and we're gonna do s'mores here, and there's gonna be other stuff for the kids. So at that point, like I imagine it'd be cool. Like I'll have Kane here, maybe not Mackenzie. She's not old enough yet, I don't think. But it'd be cool doing like a little slumber party type of like up late night type of thing with the other kids. So. If you want to be a part of all of it, cool. If you want to be a part of just the spike ball tournament, cool. If you don't want to do that and you want to just like come hang out, like good wholesome family fun with some drinking here, that's fine too. Bring your kids.
Bring your whiskey.
We'll have movies going. We'll have kids games going. We'll have supplies for s'mores. That sounds pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
That sounds pretty cool. I think that it's a cool blend of what kind of describes our vibe and our culture of like we're working hard and we're doing our thing. We're also having fun. We're competing while we're having fun with the spike ball tournament, and then we're having fun with the kids with the Sandlot and the s'mores thing. I think that's a pretty cool day.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
And then also the July 20th.
Yeah. July 20th. Go ahead.
So July 20th is a Saturday. It's
The Saturday before this Super Dope event.
yes, the Saturday before the first annual run-through-ish spike ball / slumber party
Yes.
/ s'more roasting
Yes.
extravaganza.
Yes.
So it's the Saturday before that. It's gonna be a 4-hour
T-shirt, please.
long run, and we're gonna try to get the run club to come to that, or whoever wants to actually run and do that.
Yeah.
So that's the July 20th. You don't know the time yet, but we will throw it out there.
Yeah.
Personally, I like either earlier or later when it's not so fucking miserable hot.
Yeah.
And humid.
Yeah.
And that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, and just going back to like the run club, and people that it's cool. It's cool to be able to support. It's great to be able to support, and everybody, like we should all be supporting our brother. But it's also very cool to be able to like support in a like I'm gonna do some of this with you type of thing. So it's cool to be able to like run on some training days. So hey, maybe Wednesday night's not a good night for you to be running. Maybe Saturday morning is better. It is pretty long. We will be by the gym though, so if somebody wanted to come back and not run the full 4 hours, they're obviously more than welcome to.
Yeah, so
be like a
the way
marathon.
we'll do it is we'll start at the gym and we run to there's a couple trails that are very close, within a mile, so we'll run to those. We'll stay out for like an hour and a half, and then come back. We'll probably do an hour, and we'll come back. And then, so anyone can jump in and bail out at any point.
Yeah. So you don't have to completely commit to the absolute 4 hours. So if that's what's deterring you, then don't worry, you can do lesser than that. It's also cool sometimes, like talking about patience and savagery. It's cool sometimes to like kind of say fuck it, and like you know, couldn't tell you if I've ever run 4 hours straight. So I'm kind of excited to do something that I have never done before, that I don't love, but it's going to be a cool experience to do something that I haven't done before. And you know, even though I don't want to do it, doing it is a mental win.
That's how this whole fucking thing got started.
Right.
It was this huge thing that I never thought I'd be able to do.
Yeah.
And then it was just fuck it. Just
Yeah.
dive head first into it.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
The first 8-mile run that I ever did, I could barely walk out of Dom's car getting back to my house. My
Yeah.
shoes were fucked up. Everything was bad. Pace was terribly slow. I think I ran. It took me almost 2 hours to run 8 miles, so I'm barely under a 15-minute pace. It was on in a big. It's nothing. It was like
Yeah.
a park on flat ground.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah.
And then now it's been almost a year, and I can run 8 miles under 10 minutes at a very low heart rate.
Yeah.
And I'm fine.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to start somewhere, and then if you just kind of trust it a little bit, shit works.
Yeah. And just to kind of close it up, like you said head first, and we kind of talked a little bit about this.
Yeah.
With like the head first thing, and it's a cool like blend of everything, like using the word like head first, and I point at the ram skull, which a ram, by the way, is a male sheep. So the bighorn ram, which is the bighorn ram, is a male black sheep. So it was cool, like talking about Leadville and the balance of like patience and savagery, and like being out in like the wilderness, for lack of a better word, on these trails in the mountains, having to combat the climate, and doing this like super dope athletic experience in the wild and in nature, because nature is such a thing to respect, and it's such a cool thing. And whether we're talking about like Leadville trails or the bighorn ram and the way they hit one another, like it's such a cool balance of patience and savagery and being tough and being smart. Nature's dope.
Yeah. That's a hard combo.
Yeah.
Because, like, my mom always says you gotta be tough if you're stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
being tough and smart,
Yeah.
that's like a winning combo.
That is a winning combo. That puts you right there.
Yeah. I don't actually know if she said that, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
She probably thought it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
Coke is not good.
That was my bad. That was my
Wrong
bad.
Coke.
That was my bad. And me saying that it is good was me running along. I thought he was saying, I thought he was joking around, so I ran with the joke. So I do not think Coke is good, for the record.
I was with
Pepsi's
you there.
way better.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
You said Pepsi's way better.